Hello, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're gonna start off with Ethereum time and date. So for Ethereum, we have a three candle box strategy happening right now. This day closes tomorrow at 5 for this candle because we're in a daily candle. So this daily candle closes tomorrow at 5, which is also the end of a week. I said that it'll be very interesting and dope if for the first time we close a week above this price here. Let me see if I can mark it down. Yeah, it's actually working. So let's now go to the daily where we're at. So closing anywhere above this is good. What we don't want is we don't really want it to go down below that. Not saying it's gonna go up, but just to have more confirmation. Because that will be for the first time closing a week above this all-time high here. If you notice, the prior week it tried to, and I was talking about it, how important that would mean, and you see where it closed. And I'm gonna mark it down. That way you can see on the monthly candle where we closed last week. So see, we were here. When we were here, I was mentioning how that week it needs to hold at least in between these two. If it held halfway, I was gonna be very bullish. Even if it went down here, it was still gonna be bullish, but you're still struggling to pass all these monthly and resistance that were along the way here. So anyway, so let me know. Now go to the daily. The daily, we have a three candle box strategy. The first candle will give you your resistance. The second one will give you your support. You box it up. You pay attention to the last candle. So if we're in the daily, you're gonna pay attention to the last four candle, and especially in particularly 3 o'clock, because since we opened the market uh, at 3, the S&P 500 opens not to the public, but it just activates. Then that kind of like synchronizes with the crypto synchronizes with the market again. It's like it latches on to the S&P and the Nasdaq, and it synchronizes again. But regardless of that, you want to pay attention how it's gonna be acting. So this is how I see the market for Bitcoin is gonna be reacting, especially because we didn't have no bad news during the weekend. There was no tweets. There was nothing that the market was keeping an eye on. Whether it be Trump going to visit somebody with of the leaders, Ukraine, Russia, Europe, none of that shit. So the market left off on happiness from closing near the all-time high and whatnot. So this is how I see the market's gonna play. So this candle closes at 5 p.m. tomorrow. We want to see where we close this. It's 12-hour candle, which also it's in the three candle box that is still active. Here's your support, your resistance, your support. You box it up. As long as we stay inside this box, it's still bullish. Even when the third candle closes right below it, like somewhere near here, you then pay attention to the next 2 hours, because then what it'll do is they'll get back on and then they'll try to complete this or close to the side, and they'll be up to the 4 hour candle to complete it or not. Since this one closed perfectly, it's still active, but I don't like how this 12 hour candle is looking, because if you think about it, we're gonna close this 12 hour candle at 5. And for that, it needs to hold this whole time. Second of all, in the 8 hour candle, it's gonna close right now at 1 p.m. I believe. I mean 1 in the morning. Stupid. It's gonna close right at 1 in the morning. So let me put my bullshit back up. So what this needs to do is by 1 o'clock, it still needs to maintain this thing inside of this to still be bullish. So even if it goes down, let's say it is a 4 hour candle, right? It's gonna close at 1. If this 4 hour candle starts closing, let's say here at 6,748 or 4,721, then what you're gonna see is you're gonna see Bitcoin start dropping this area here, and you're gonna be seeing it testing its weekly area, this right here. So the market is gonna be panicking because See Bitcoin. If Ethereum starts dropping and it closes at 1 o'clock, just bad when I looked on the price that I said, Bitcoin is gonna close at 1 o'clock on the support of this weekly, and then from 1 o'clock to 5, which is the complete of your 12-hour candle, that's gonna have that pressure to be testing the support right here. But what I see Ethereum doing or Bitcoin doing is, as these traders are getting ready to go for a sell, the market Bitcoin is gonna correct itself and start going back up. Watch. Let me explain. So Bitcoin, this area for Bitcoin to hold. What you're gonna see is, my bad. If you look at Bitcoin, there's a 3 candle box happening right here, the daily, just like Ethereum, but its third candle is looking bad. But it's still a daily candle. It closes at 5 in the morning, so it still has a lot of time. And we have resistance right here. It's pretty thick. You can see right here too. So we're gonna go to the 4 candle, and what you're gonna see right here, I forgot to mention, we have a 3 candle box also for the 8-hour time frame. It is gonna close right now at 1. So we want to see to this still be bullish. You see how it's having a hard time still dropping. It's close to 1. So we may see this a bounce here, close here at 1, in a 4 candle 50 Fibonacci. Let me show you what I mean by that. This red 50 right here means in the 4 candle there's a 50 Fibonacci right here. So what I see Bitcoin doing is coming down to this 50 Fibonacci. Not just that, we have a weekly. This is where we close. So this blue line is a week. So that's gonna be acting like a resistance in this right here. So we gotta stay inside this box. That's why I do these boxes. Not just that, but this is monthly wise. This is what we closed last month. So that's why this important. This is why we can't drop Bitcoin right now, because I know we can, but just to be more bullish and people won't get scared, we're gonna be right here by 1, right? Let's say. But if we close here at 1, what then you're gonna see from 1 to 5, it's gonna try to go up here. This 8-hour candle is gonna turn from, where's my indicator? It's gonna turn from, let me turn my indicator off. It's gonna turn from red, green, red to red, green, and then right here it's gonna be green. It's gonna go up. It's gonna complete that, not complete, but it's gonna try to complete that V shape that these candles normally make, the market normally makes. Because right now they're expecting for a trade, for a sell, and that's only what happen if the market will really got some bad news from Trump or somebody that says something bad about the market, and we're scared of the market opening bad tomorrow. So that's the only reason why you really see Bitcoin do something like this. Otherwise, it's going to try to maintain that, and as we get to Sunday morning, it's going to try to recover and go back up. You're going to see that with Ethereum too. If they maintain that pressure, if we let me show you Ethereum. If Ethereum by 9 in the morning, we're in between these two, which is your monthly all-time high area. Let me show you real quick. Your monthly all-time high area and where we closed last week. So if we see it come back down and break down here and be back here by 9-1, they'd be really scared. But if we're still here by 9 in the morning, still in this area, we're still good. What you're gonna see is you're gonna see the market try to scare you that we're gonna start falling on down, and you're gonna start seeing how Ethereum's gonna start respecting this 50 and slowly go back up. And then what's gonna do is Ethereum has this taller candle, like I mentioned. You're gonna see this turn green, go up here, and daily wise, this daily 3 candle blocks, you're gonna see complete and turn green. As we get to 9 o'clock or even closer to 1 p.m., you should see that. But like I said, if by 9 in the morning we're still down here and then we start breaking up, then yeah, that means fucking we must got a tweet, something happened bad with the market. But again, it doesn't mean that Ethereum's gonna go back down or Bitcoin. It's just manipulation and whatnot. But again, you shouldn't see Ethereum break this box, which these prices right here, or at worst, even hold right here. You should see just maintain this to still be bullish. If we break this purple line, which is the monthly where we closed this last month, then something bad happened, or just as the market is opening, and it does that, it's just bankers scaring, or whoever scaring everybody, and they're stupid if they sell their coins or their Bitcoin or their XRP. If we do go down again, you guys, this is part of the market. This is part of the system. They try to scare you. I will go more into details of what time and all that bullshit. But since Ethereum is at an all-time high and there's not really data, nothing looking out for tomorrow, or nothing really happening during the weekend, I can't really say how where the market is gonna open. But like I said, since we left with good news, we should see Ethereum start picking up and holding this box right here. But anyways, I know you guys got bored because some of you don't even know what the fuck these lines mean, or you have a different point of view, or it just don't make sense on this video. So if you want to get more information from this video or of my point of view, just watch my prior videos. Watch these last 2 weeks, how I've been talking about how what Bitcoin and Ethereum and S&P were gonna do it and how they're gonna play out. I appreciate you guys. Take care. Moon 124. I'm pretty much I like doing daily updates on crypto or the S&P 500. And I do little analysis, I guess, or predictions, or how I think the market's gonna play out, especially when there's data coming out over the weekdays. And like I said, if you guys are not sure what I'm doing or what I do, just watch my prior videos and hopefully they make sense. I may start doing videos just to explain what these lines and colors mean, what these circles with the 50 on them with different colors mean. I'll probably do like a playlist showing you step by step how I break down the market and how I use auto Fibonacci along with my private unique indicator or whatnot. But so far, like I said, yeah, my indicator is saying, hey, as long as you stay here, my nigga, you're still good. These are your targets.